ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ನಗರದ ಜೇವರ್ಗಿ ರಸ್ತೆಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ದಿನದ ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯೋದ್ಯಮ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಾಗಿ ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಪಾಲುದಾರಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪೋಷಣೆ ಕುರಿತು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರ ಜರುಗಿತು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಮತಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಶಾಸಕರಾದಂತಹ ಅಲ್ಲಾಂ ಪ್ರಭು ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗಿಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸಿದರು. ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಅತಿಥಿ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸಿ ಗೌರವಿಸಿದರು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಕಲಬುರಗಿಯ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಮತಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಶಾಸಕರಾದಂತಹ ಅಲ್ಲಾಂಪುರ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬೃಹತ್ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯಮಾನ್ಯರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ದುಬೈನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, US ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿ ಸಚಿವರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಕಾ ಖರ್ಗೆ ಅವರು, ಅಜಯ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವರು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಕಾರಣಾಂತರಗಳಿಂದ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬಂದ ಕಾರಣ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಹೊಸಮನಿಯವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ US ಆಗಮಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಂಜುಳಾ ವಟ್ಲೂರಿಯವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಶೀದ್ ಹಜಾರಿ ಅವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಇನ್ನೋರ್ವ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮವರೇ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್ ಅವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ದ್ವೈ ಬಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಅವರೇ, ಅಶೋಕ್ ಗುಳಿ ಅವರೇ, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಮೋದಿ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೋರ್ವ ಭಾಳ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಿಗಳು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ರೂವಾರಿಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪದ್ಮಾವತಿ ಧನ್ನಿ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರೇ, ಧರ್ಮರಾಜ್ ಅವರೇ, ದಯಾಸ ಸೋಲಂಕಿ ಅವರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂದುಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ, ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ, ರಾಯಚೂರು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು 300ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರೇ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ದಯಾಸಾಗರ್ ಅವರು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಹಾಗೂ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜು ದೇವರ್ಗಿ ಕಾಲನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ NACC B ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ರೇಡೆಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸುಮಾರು 2007-08ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ 16 ವರ್ಷಗಳನ್ನು ಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನಗರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಿಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ನಾತಕೋತ್ತರ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನೀಡುತ್ತಿರುವುದು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿದೆ. BA, BCom, BSc, BBA, post graduation, MA Kannada, MA Political Science, MA History, MA Economics, MCom and MSc Mathematics ಈ ವಿಷಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 2500 ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ತರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಬೋಧಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ಬೋಧಕರು, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರಮದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಏನು ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ಭಾಗ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಣಿಪಟ್ಟೆ ಇತ್ತು ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ ಖರ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ದಿವಂಗತ ತರುಣ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಈ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ 371 ಕಲಂ ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಈ ಭಾಗದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ನಮಗೆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸೀಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಂದರೆ ಈ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸೀಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಇದು 370 ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸುಮಾರು 1200-1500ವರೆಗೂ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸೀಟ್ಗಳು 10,000ವರೆಗೂ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಟ್ಗಳು. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಳಕಳಿ ವಿನಂತಿ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಅವಕಾಶ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವಕಾಶ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕೊಂಡು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು CET ಬಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೆತ್ತ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಉಳಿಸಿದಂತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಟ್ಗಳು ಫ್ರೀ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಆಗಲಿ, BEd ಆಗಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಇದೆ. ಇದಾದ ನಂತರ ನೌಕರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ 80% ಈ ಭಾಗದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಈ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ PSIಗಳು, DSPಗಳು, ACಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಈ ಹುದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೋಧಕೇತರ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲರು ನಿರಂತರ ಈ ಶ್ರಮದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯ ಬಡ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಓದುತ್ತಿರುವ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಂದಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸಮಾನತೆ ನಾಡು ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಬೀಡಾಗುತ್ತಿರುವುದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಒಂದು ಬೀಡಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಏಕಿ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ತಾ ಪೈಲೆ. ಇವತ್ತೇನಾಗಿದೆ, ನಾವು 5 ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗಾ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಒಂದು ಖಾಜೆ ಬಂದೇರ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ಪ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಒಂದು ESI ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗಳು ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲಬುರಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಪಡೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಪರಿಣಿತರಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ? ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಏನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ 75 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾತಿ ಧರ್ಮದ ಜನಾಂಗವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವದ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮನಗಂಡು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ನೋವುಂಡು ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಎತ್ತಿ ತಿರುಗಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನಾವು ಅಮೆರಿಕದಿಂದ ಗೋಧಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ತಿಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೇಶ. ಇಂದಿರಾ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಭಿಕ್ಷುಕರ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಬಂದರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಇದನ್ನು ಅರಿತುಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ದೇಶ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪಂಡಿತರಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಷಯ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ, ನೀವು ಓದ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶ್ರಮಪಟ್ಟರು ಓದ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು 3 ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ಹೊಂದಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಹೊಂದ್ತೀರಿ. ಈ ದೇಶದ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸ್ತೀರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆತನದ ಹೆತ್ತ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳ ಓದಿಸ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ತರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹೆಸರು ತಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ 2024 ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ BBA ವಿಭಾಗದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂತಸದ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಣ್ಯಮಾನ್ಯರು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪರಿಣಿತರು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ತಾವು ಏನು ICSR ಸ್ಪೋನ್ಸರ್ಡ್ 2 days ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಬಲ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಂತ ಅಮೆರಿಕದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಂಜುಳಾ ಬಾತುರಿ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ದುಬೈನ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಶೀದ್ ಹಜಾರಿ ಸಿಒ ದುಬೈ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟೂರಿಸಂ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಂತ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಕೋರುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಬಹಳ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ 2 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು, ಹಾಕಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನಗಳು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರಿತುಕೊಂಡು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದರ ಉಪಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸರ್ವಾಂಗೀಣ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಾಗಿ ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ತಾವೇನೇನು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಮುರುಗಿ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪದ್ಮಾವತಿ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಬಂದು ನಾನೇನೋ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸಿಮ್ನರ್ ಅಂತೀನಿ, ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಉದ್ಯಮಶೀಲ ಮನೋಭಾವ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಯುವಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯ ಅಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಮತ್ತು ಉತ್ತಮ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ವೇತನ, ಫ್ರೀ ಬಸ್ ಪಾಸ್, ಫ್ರೀ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ದರದಲ್ಲಿ ಉನ್ನತ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನೀಡತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಸರ್ವಾಂಗೀಣ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಾಗಿ ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾಡಿನ ಹೆಸರಾಂತ ಸೆಳೆ ಅಕ್ಕಮಹಾದೇವಿಯ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಹಿಳಾ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 12ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಬಸವಣ್ಣವರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ನಾಯಕನನ್ನು ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸಹಭಾಗಿತ್ವದ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರೂಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು, ಅದರ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬಹಳ ಇದೆ. ಗಡಿಗಳು, ವಲಯಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗಳಾದಂಥ ಬಲವಾದ ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆಗೊಳಿಸುವ ಸಹಭಾಗಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವುದು ಅತ್ಯಗತ್ಯ. ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು, ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳು, ನಾಗರಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮಾಜ, ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು, ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪಾಲುದಾರರ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾದ ಸುಸ್ಥಿರತೆ ಗುರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರಬಹುದು, ಸಕ್ರಿಯಗೊಳಿಸುವ ನೀತಿಗಳನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿತ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಗಳ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ನಾಗರಿಕ ಸಮಾಜವು ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಮೂಡಿಸಬಹುದು, ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಸಜ್ಜುಗೊಳಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ನಡೆಸಬಹುದು, ಹೊಸ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಪಡಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ನಾಯಕರನ್ನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನೀಡತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ಭವಿಷ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಗಳು, ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಸ್ಥಿರತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಉದ್ಯಮಶೀಲತೆ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ಹೊಸ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಒಳನೋಟಗಳನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಿದ ವಿವಿಧ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ದೇಶಗಳಿಂದ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶಿಸಬೇಕು. ಈ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ ಕಾರ್ಯಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿಗಳು ಶಿಫಾರಸುಗಳನ್ನು ದಾಖಲಿಸುವ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಂದ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವನ್ನು ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ತಾವು ಚಾಚು ತಪ್ಪದೆ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದರ ಉಪಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಕಳಿಯಿಂದ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಜನತೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರೆಸಿ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಏನೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಬೇಕು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರೆಸಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು
ಸಂಯೋಜಕಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪದ್ಮಾವತಿ ಧನ್ಯ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಾಸ್ತಾವಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
First of all, I would like to welcome and all the dignitaries of the dais, Shri Alam Prabhu sir, MLA South, and Dr. Rajnanda Lakshman sir, my guru, is a professor and finance officer in Durga University, Kalburgi. Dr. Manjula Bhatturi ma'am, CEO and founder Mandala India and Mandala USA. Mr. Rashid Hazari sir, he is a strategist and chief advisor for Dubai economy. And Joy Basilini sir, he is an entrepreneur and assistant professor in biochemistry department, Akamahaleni University, Vijaypura. And Dr. Dayasagar sir, HOD and of this international seminar, and Shetty sir, he is the co-convener of this seminar. Santosh Shetty sir is the chief advisor. Dr. Prakash Burge sir is the principal of our esteemed college, and all the dignitaries of the dais. Once again, I welcome you all, and a very good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Padmavati Dhanvi, Assistant Professor and a Chairman, convener for this 2 days international seminar. In the place of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, I am here. I am very much eligible to talk and teach here. Today, I would like to extend a warm welcome and all the delegates who are coming from all over the India, across the country and different states, different cities of Karnataka. Actually, it's a heartfelt gratitude to the ICSSR, Indian Council for Social Science Research. This institute has sponsored us to organize this 2 days multidisciplinary international seminar. The topic is fostering global partnership for sustainable practices and entrepreneurial development. The seminar's sub-themes are, we have 4 sub-themes. First one is emerging trends in global market and challenges and opportunities. Second one is sustainable business practices and corporate social responsibility. Entrepreneurship and small-scale industries, that is SMEs, fueling growth and innovation, building strategic international partnership for business growth. Actually, the objective of this seminar is to provide a platform for academic excellence and knowledge sharing among scholars, academicians, policymakers, and students from the various disciplines and backgrounds, to inspire and empower the participants to take action and make difference in their own shades of influence by applying the principles and practices of sustainability and entrepreneurship, to foster global partnership and collaboration for addressing the challenges and opportunities in the field of commerce and management, by creating a supportive ecosystem and share a vision for a better world. These 2 days multidisciplinary international conference outcomes are to generate a new knowledge and insights on the topic of sustainability and entrepreneurship in a global market, by showcasing the latest research and best practices from various fields or countries, to create a network of experts, stakeholders who can exchange their ideas, their views, and their researches and resources, who can work together and mutually benefit and impact, to produce a seminar report and a publications that will document the proceedings and the recommendations of the seminar, and it will be served as a reference to resource for future research and action. We hope that this seminar will be valuable and enriching experience for all of us who all are gathered here, and that is to contribute to the advancement of sustainability and entrepreneurship in the global market. We also hope that this seminar will help society and the community and creating sustainable business ecosystem. By this seminar, our students, especially ours is a women's college, girls will learn how to do business, how to do expose our business, how to do get profit, and how to expose themselves in a global level. Hope all will get benefit from this seminar and make everyone a grand success. Thank you very much for attending this seminar, and I hope tomorrow also you will show the same enthusiasm and participate the same. Thank you very much.
ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗಾ ವಿವಿಯ ಅರ್ಥಿಣಾಧಿಕಾರಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜನಾಳ್ಕರ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
Kind words. Dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Morghe Prakash, Shri Rashid Hazari ji, Madam Manjula, and the convener of this event, Dr. Padma Dhanni, Dr. Mallikarjun Shetty ji, Head of the Department of Management, Daya Sagar ji, Dr. Joy Uskeri from Akkamadhavi University, Professor of Bioinformatics, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. For me, it is almost like coming home, because among all our learned faculty, because they have grown to such an extent where they are taking the responsibility of holding event of this kind, international conference sponsored by one of the very well-known institute, ICSSR, Indian Council for Social Science Research. Convincing such body and getting the sponsorship for holding such event is a great achievement, and I feel myself very honored and privileged to be among you all and all the other delegates who have come from different parts of the state and country, and our very young and energetic students of this college. We have taken lot of effort to make the event successful. And when it comes to the event of this kind, fostering a global partnership by adopting sustainable business practices and development of entrepreneurship development, a very innovative topic, a very happening topic, because the world is emphasizing on sustainable development. Even the United Nations has set in 17 sustainable development goals, so that the whole globe should be free from some of the ills like unemployment, hunger, poverty, social equality, access, health, etc. 17 sustainable development goals have been set, and in that direction, international level, lots and lots of initiatives were being undertaken. So it is an occasion for us to revisit that topic and get ourselves sensitized. We as a responsible citizens of the society, how we can respond to topic like sustainable development. Because all these years we used to emphasize only on development at the cost of ecology, at the cost of environment, at the cost of flora and fauna. But now, unless we embrace the sustainable development, there is no future for this planet. So therefore, it is need of the hour to deliberate on how we have to make our life, our business, our ecosystem a more sustainable one. In that direction, this kind of event will definitely go a long way in inculcating some of the etiquettes among our so-called stakeholders, students, teachers, research scholars, policy makers, etc. That how we have to give a critical importance to these kind of institutions. Before I touch upon a little detail about the sustainable development, that is practices which needs to be adopted by the business in particular, and society at large. Even society is also an integral part of the system, where we also need to focus on adopting sustainable practices, which will go a long way. Means it is a sort of integration between the men, the society, the environment and the business. All the stakeholders are supposed to operate in a very hand-holding kind of situation, where we will be sustaining the environment, sustaining the ecology. So therefore, institutions like this, whether means the higher education institutions were having sort of social responsibilities. The higher education institutions are not just expected to impart only teaching. Along with teaching, we are also expected to perform various other responsibilities, like research, consultancy, holding of this kind of extension activities, because we are being subjected to appraisal. We have been subjected to critical evaluation, that what kind of institutions we are and how we are performing and how we are trying our best to integrate with the society. In that direction, these kind of initiatives will help a lot, because it is a sort of reaction to the society. That is an attempt in the direction of integrating with the society. Our higher education system is being bestowed with more than 1,000 universities, deemed to be universities, state public universities, central universities and private universities, etc. Along with that, the higher education institutions like this one, the private colleges, the government colleges, aided colleges, etc. comes into around almost close to 1 lakh, and the society is expecting a lot. When we look at the quality of education is concerned, it is at the compromising level, and it needs to be uplifted. And so many initiatives are being undertaken to uplift the higher education. I think in that direction, we need to make a very sincere efforts, not only in teaching, but along with that, our other responsibilities are also there, where we need to particularly extend our extension activities and try our best to see that society should feel the presence of the higher education institutions. That way our functioning should be, that way our operation should be. That's what the society expects from the higher education institutions. In that direction, the selected topic for this event is very up to date and very relevant, because unless we sustain the things, whether it is ecological level, natural level or at business level, unless we sustain the things are going to end and things are going to get exhausted, which we cannot afford. Because we not only think of our generation, we should also supposed to keep in mind the future generation also. The kind of natural resources we have, the kind of natural resources we have to use it in a very intelligent manner, in a very sustainable manner, so that they go a long way in keeping the societal health in a very acceptable manner. That is the need of the hour. So sustainable business practices, when it comes to adopting sustainable business practices, in the sense the businesses are supposed to operate with utmost sensitivity, with utmost cautiousness, as far as the nature is concerned, as far as the ecological balance is concerned, as far as the environment is concerned. And along with business, the other stakeholders who are regulating the business, who are monitoring the business, who are managing the business, are also keeping an eye on all these kind of affairs and doing their best. And even United Nations every year is holding conference of parties. Recently it was held in Dubai, where the main emphasis of the COP28 and even all the previous 27 conferences were how to retain this globe, how to retain this planet in a healthy manner, in a sustainable manner. So in that direction, lots and lots of initiatives were being undertaken, because we are experiencing global warming with our pollutions of sound, pollutions of air, pollution of water. We have experienced last 2 years, 2020 2020 and 2021, the whole world became standstill because of the pandemic. And why it is all happening? Because of the kind of practices we are adopting towards the development. So therefore, we need to change the path, we need to change our priorities, we need to change our focus so that business should be operating in a very responsible, responsive, viable, accountable manner so that the whole system becomes more sustainable, because lasting long means leave and let leave. That is the kind of policy which we are supposed to adopt. So on these lines, on these 2 days, with the various enlisted technical sessions, I think we are going to deliberate in detail, and as a responsible citizens, we are supposed to get integrated ourselves with the topic and try our best to inculcate these values and these etiquettes in our day-to-day life, and try to ensure that the society should be with longer lasting and sustainable one. So that kind of orientation we need to have. So therefore, of course, on the dais, we have many other learned delegates and resource persons, particularly Sri Hazari ji, who is working on this particular topic, and he is going to give a keynote address on this particular critical topic, the most happening topic in the world, because the world is almost 198 countries were struggling for reducing the global warming by adopting innovative strategies, innovative initiatives, and innovative research and development, so that how we can sustain this ecology, this environment. So that is the need of the hour. So I hope that in this 2 days event, we have to deliberate on various topics and do our justice to the topic and try to inculcate these values into the society and do our best in that directions. So with these few words, I would like to
ದುಬೈ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರವಾಸೋದ್ಯಮ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಸಲಹೆಗಾರರಾದ ರಶೀದಾ ಹಜಾರಿ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
Academic community and migrant students, thank you very much for being patient. We had some technical fixes. Thank you for allowing that time for me to start. So as our dignitaries have spoken about today's subject, fostering global participation for sustainable business practices and entrepreneurial development. It's a beautiful topic. It's happening topic, as Dr. Rajalakar highlighted very beautifully, connected what is happening globally. And even the pillars of the topic are quite well designed, very appropriate, well connected. Emerging trends, there are a lot of trends around the globe, bringing a lot of opportunities and challenges together. And then sustainability has become an important agenda on many government policies and plans. Companies are being pushed to do CSR, and entrepreneurship and SME, as we all know, is definitely a growth driver, innovation generator. We need to support and give them an ecosystem to help us capitalize these trends. And of course, most importantly, building a strategic partnership, global partnership, can play a very important role in doing all this. Because we are dealing with global challenges, we are dealing with the global opportunities, and we want to be part of the global value chain. So it's important for us to understand what is happening globally. You may for a minute feel that we are not connected to this, what is happening globally, but that's not true. Today we are living in a very interconnected world. We are quite connected, we are interdependent on what is happening in other economies. It affects our businesses. So let me try to run a video, a quick video, 2 minutes video, just to contextualize, bring some pictures in front of you. Pictures speak louder than the words. Let me start with this video. Hopefully the video works here. what you have seen is global challenges. Dr. Rajnalkar rightly put very appropriately that world needs our help, the globe needs our help, global warming is increasing, climate action needs to be strengthened, and these are some of the opportunities how technological transformation is moving ahead. So the world is moving quite fast around us. There are a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities. I just picked up some of them connecting to the sustainability challenges and connecting to the automation. Of course, there are many more challenges that can be delved into as part of your trend analysis. Of course, as an academic people, you will definitely go into it. I just wanted to give you a context and the picture, how things are moving around us and why we should be worrying about it, why we should be preparing ourselves for that world outside. So there are a lot of studies and estimates that automation is accelerating very fast. So fast so that 2025, half of the work processes, work tasks will be automated. There are estimates from companies like McKinsey, 800 million jobs will be taken away by robots in the next 10 years. We need to worry about that. We need to prepare our students for that future. And the worry of preparing students for the future, we don't know what future to prepare for. 65% of the students, as per estimates of one of the study by WEF, 65% of the students who are getting into primary today, when they come out into the market, they will not see the jobs of today. The jobs of tomorrow will be different. So it is a challenge for an academy to prepare a student for what? Right? So that disconnect is increasing. Already there is a disconnect. What we prepare a student today, education is not enough. They have to come up with skills. Market is asking for skills. So there is already a wide gap today, and that gap is going to become wider and wider. So these are very important challenges we need to reflect and contemplate. The other big trend that is moving different industries. So industrial revolutions from 1700 century have moved in different, categorized them into different slots. Like when steam came, the invention of steam came, that gave an impetus to factories from an agrarian economy to the factorized economy. 1800th century, discovery of electricity then gave a new era of development for the factories and businesses. In the 1900, we had invention of computers. So that brought a new productivity to improve the processes. And then today, where we stand, it is being coined as fourth industrial revolution. There are a lot of discussions, there are a lot of research available in this material that how different emerging technologies, be it robotics, be it AI, they're changing the way we do business. Not only changing the way we do business, the way we consume products and services, everything is gone online, the way we learn, the way we live, ultimately. So this has a very wide impact. So businesses of today must be cautious what is happening, because overnight business models are obsolete. They have a big market, they have a big customer base, it's obsolete. So you need to be prepared. I mean, this is the right ground where you can think and reflect about how massive is the impact of fourth industrial revolution, along with the impact of sustainability, being sustainable, doing sustainable business. So these are the two major trends driving the global economies. Another very credible report from the World Economic Forum, they highlight the important challenges every year. So if you look at the list of important challenges, most of the important challenges are from the technology, the cybersecurity risk, adverse effect of artificial intelligence, or the risk from the climate change. And if you look at a longer horizon, climate change is topping the agenda. So it's becoming more and more important subject today globally. Governments are coming up with policies. They are preparing policies for ESG. It's called as ESG now. Economy, society, and governance. I have been part of, had an opportunity to be part of development planning for Dubai. For almost now, I have seen 3 decades of planning, so they do 10 years plans. So we just finished Dubai 2033 plan. So most of the important agenda on the plan is the digital economy or the sustainability. So we're moving towards capitalizing those opportunities. So coming back to our topic, so importance, why partnership is important. I'm sure you will get a lot of research material. You're submitting your papers today, so you must have researched this subject at length. I'm not getting into the scholarly material, but I'm trying to reflect from the point I see in the market or a practitioner who has helped government develop policies. So today our world is interconnected. There is no doubt about it. We cannot say we will live in isolation and build our economy. Our world is very interconnected. Our world is very interdependent on the other economies. Exchange of ideas, exchange of technology, exchange of innovation can accelerate our development. We can learn from others. Those who have gone through that cycle, we can learn from them faster, come back and respond to these challenges faster. And that will lead to economic growth and development. Some of the premier institutions have, there is lots of material available. In each of the pillar you will find lots of PhDs available. According to World Bank, international trade, economic growth, if you are interconnected and if you are using your strategic leverage with the other partner countries, your economic growth can grow 10 to 20% faster in a decade than compared to the countries who are not open for trade or not connected with the international markets. Likewise, OECD is another premier institution, has highlighted that importance of STI, science, technology and innovation. Collaboration can accelerate, advance the STI development. And similarly, United Nations goals, like Dr. Rajnalkar was mentioning about 17 goals, we need to be worrying about those 17 goals. Because across the globes, these challenges are taken from around the world, and those 17 challenges are quite important for any economy. So to accelerate those 17 goals, if you don't partner, if you don't open up, if you don't go global, you cannot find solutions to address those challenges. So it's quite important to partnering with other countries who have developed solutions, who have answers for those problems. So, in a nutshell, our challenges are quite complex. They are wicked challenges. They are not easy challenges. Even the solution has to be complex. And those complex solutions will come with collaboration. It cannot be developed in isolation. So that is the message of today's event, that global partnership is quite pivotal for developing economy and economic growth. I'll just skip this slide. So I'll just take an example how Dubai has addressed some of the challenges. When we faced COVID, post-COVID, there was an era of opening of digital businesses. A lot of digital businesses came to fore. And then immediately governments responded and started capturing those businesses, started developing ecosystem for them. For example, cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency was banned in many countries, including India. We went ahead and opened an agency to regulate cryptocurrency, give them a platform, help them build a proper sustainable model where cryptocurrency value can be captured. So likewise, we have seen so many businesses coming to fore, be it e-commerce, contactless payment, remote working, remote learning, 3D printing. So we have seen number of businesses registering into these segments because the government was open, forward-looking, trying to change everything, laws. It's a small country, it's quite easier to change laws. And managed to capture a lot of digital economy that came post-COVID. This is one of the framework I had done to understand and contemplate what are the new businesses, new business values being created, how disruptions are affecting existing sectors, where is the new value being created, be it e-commerce, gig economy, sharing economy, digital economy, so on and so forth. Just picking on some more examples from Dubai, just to give you a thought process, how fast they move and how fast they capture the opportunities. That should be the mindset with the challenges. Every challenge brings an opportunity. So you should be focusing on the opportunity, not on the challenge. And that can be commercialized very fast. So we have seen, all of us have seen this transformation, ride-hailing apps have come to fore. Even in India, we are using so many ride-hailing. So it has changed the way we used to commute. It has changed the way we used to be mobile. And I have, ever since I've been there from 2011, I have seen driverless metros driving the city. Adoption of the technology was quite fast. We're just gearing up for the flying taxis. Pods are being made on high-rise towers, and the rules are being set how to drive these taxis. Contracts are in place to make it happen. In many areas, if you have visited Dubai, many areas like Expo and other cities, you will see autonomous pods roaming around, electrical autonomous pods roaming around. Dubai has an ambition to bring 30% of the autonomous transport within next 7 years. So the agility and the speed with which the government tries to tap into the opportunities is quite fast, and likewise they build the ecosystem for the businesses to thrive. Academia comes along, they bring the research and they bring the know-how, and things move fast. Again, another example of Hyperloop, one of the fastest means of transport. It can take you in 150 kilometers in 12 minutes time. The prototype has been built, expansion projects are happening right now. So is this, of course, these two themes are driving all the businesses, creating that disruption across industry. Is this specific to one industry? No, it is not specific to one industry. This is going to touch every part of our life. We have seen businesses, some of the things that have gone, our favorite Nokia mobile phone has gone nowhere, exist. Telephone booths are not there. Internet centers used to be there. So there is no more concept of internet centers. Even the banks, same thing happening now with the banks. Banks are slowly disappearing. Everything is moving digital. We have seen the revolution of UPI and mobile pay in India. That has moved quite fast. So this disruption is going to happen for every sector. Some sectors have started much earlier, like the finance sector. It is going to affect other sectors. It is going to affect academia. It is going to affect governments. So the message here is, this is the time where the massive transformation is happening. This is the time academia has to raise up to the challenge, prepare the talent to adapt to this challenge. This is the time, there's a huge relearning opportunity. Even who are working now, I need to be trained on so many other things. I need to train myself fast. I need to know how to learn fast. So learning will never stop. This disruption is not going to stop. This is going to change a lot of jobs, a lot of massive transformation that is happening. So this was part of one of my job. I used to, for last 3 years, I was given a task to think and contemplate how these different trends are affecting 14 sectors of Dubai. Dubai has 14 important sectors, from retail to tourism to transportation to so on and so forth. So we used to do a foresight analysis, try to see how these trends are translating, how they're changing different products, services, business models, what it means for government. Are they going to break some compliance in future? Should we keep those compliance or change them from now? So this was the forward-looking thinking approach Dubai takes when they do business. So the overall message here is we're dealing with complex challenges ahead of us. It is not going to be business as usual. We cannot continue doing business the way we used to do in the past. We are quite speedily entering fourth industrial revolution with the additional challenges of sustainability goals. So these challenges are complex, very wicked challenges. They need complex collaboration to come up with the solution. So let us recognize the power of global partnership, shaping collaborative, innovative, economically beneficial approaches. So this is my last slide. I'd like to leave with this message that again, it's not just the external collaboration. Even governments, academia and industry have to work together. In isolation, no one can handle these challenges. These challenges are bigger. Even the fourth sector has to come, the non-profit sector has to come and help in many ways. So these are my 5 points thinking how these things should move forward. This is a good beginning where we are creating that awareness, where we are trying to develop our mind, prepare our mind to tackle these challenges. So of course we have to increase the global reach, definitely. Everybody have to work. Governments have to do their part. Academia has to do their part. Government have to invest into collaboration center. That's a cost investment. So they have to invest into collaboration centers where different minds can collaborate locally, internationally. Industry have to establish cross-border innovation networks with their peers, with their partners outside the borders. And then academia definitely have to do international collaboration for the research. So you expose different cultures, you expose your students to different cultures. You bring different students from the other culture so that the students who are here can learn from them. Incentives play a very important part. We have seen with the EVs, there were some incentives given initially where EVs were tax-free, some swaps were given. Those incentives have to continue to accelerate sustainable solution because most of the sustainable solutions, sustainable energy is still not economically viable. Governments have to pitch in and support. Industry have to engage in CSR activities where you cannot make it commercially viable. They can spend from their CSR activities. Universities have to teach their students about these, bring the sustainable practices into the curriculum, prepare the students for tomorrow. Likewise, ecosystem plays a very important part for developing SMEs and developing entrepreneurship. There has to be supportive ecosystem. Without ecosystem, businesses will not sustain, businesses will not develop. Government have to definitely play their part by promoting entrepreneurship ecosystem, support entrepreneurship incubations and accelerators. I think I've seen some good examples coming up here in Gulbarga too, but I think universities have to play a greater part where the ideas generated by students can be taken to the next level, can be commercialized. So there should be a facility within universities, there should be spending within university to groom them, mentor them, take their ideas to the next level because they don't know if these ideas will succeed or survive. So there is a lot of support needed at that stage. Of course, partnerships are important. At the government level, they can do bilateral agreements with the countries, like the one we have with UAE. It's called SEPA agreement, recently done 2 years ago. It has been very beneficial for both the countries. The bilateral trade has increased quite a lot. I have contributed from the other side for making of this agreement. Promote sustainable development, supply chain, global partnership, exchange programs for the students, and then awareness. Of course, there can be different ways and means where awareness can be created. So government can have business forums, business conclaves, event like this should expand. There should be more frequency. Universities should also contribute, and industry can contribute in different ways by being part of it, by investing into those events, by sponsoring those events. So these are my high-level thoughts, hopefully coming from an industry background, coming from a person who knows things from the ground, not from the academia side. Maybe that will give you some impetus to your studies. With this, I'd like to thank you, and if there are any questions, I'm happy to take those questions.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Hazari sir, to invite us for an interaction. Yeah, as a teacher of international relations and the foreign policy, I took this opportunity to take some clarification from you. So you have did a very wonderful presentations here. One thing I would like to ask you, that is, there are the, nowadays we are talking in terms of the, now as you said, it is an era of ESC. So now LPG is gone. LPG era is slowly coming down. Now, how we could collaborate on how we could make a gap, because nowadays after the development of the science and technology, the globe is, I think, becoming a village. We are calling this as a whole world, now we are looking as a village. But in terms of economy, in terms, economy is an other side and the technology is another side. So in between the economy and the technology, there is a gap of the developed and underdevelopment. Still we have to move many of the countries who are still, they are the underdeveloped countries. So what we see in the last decades, so many decades, rapidly the developed countries and the superpowers are moving very rapidly, and they lag behind to the things who are the countries who are underdeveloped still. But how we can make this gap, not a complete gap can be perished, at least how we can come with nearest to each other.
Thank you, ma'am. I think this is a great question. We're sitting on the COP28. As Dr. Rajnalkar mentioned, all countries gather to think about this problem, that there are developed countries who are moving fast, who are adapting technology fast. Maybe they have renewable energies faster than the other countries. Those who do not have enough resources, enough impetus to transform completely to solar, to transform completely to wind energy, to other energies. Of course, the solution has to come globally. It's not a local solution. One of the solutions they have thought through the COP28 is they are kind of creating a green credit system where countries who are burning a lot of hydrocarbons have to pay those green credits. The countries who are underdeveloped can utilize those green credits. It will be transferred into fundings and then accelerate the development. But nonetheless, we should not just depend on that kind of a funding. Innovation has a lot of answers. SME entrepreneurship has a lot of answers. You might have seen today, I mean, we're all exposed to social media platforms. There are a lot of innovative products and services are coming to market. Governments have to have capability to identify those innovative products and services, incentivize them, accelerate them faster so that those solutions can be taken to masses. Solutions are there. It's not that we don't have engineering solutions. Solutions are there. Alternatives are available. It's just that they're not viable alternatives today. So we just have to make them viable alternatives. Everybody have to play their part. Academia has to play their part too. Hope that answers your question.
Sustainable Development Goal and Million Development Goal, the continuously decline the forest. What is your opinion, sir?
Sorry, can you repeat?
After the introduction of the Sustainable Development Goals and Million Development Goals, but continuously decline the forest, what is your opinion, sir?
Yeah, I think these are, and again, it's a collaborative effort. Again, they have highlighted the importance of collaboration, right? So if the local governments don't see the challenge as equivalent to the challenge that they're seeing at the global level, then there is no coordination and there is a mislink, and then there is local policies are different, global policies are different. Of course, United Nations is not like pumping money to improve forestation of India or somewhere else. It is a collaboration, it is a perfect how many things will work. But what they're doing, they're creating that awareness that these are important things. These will help keep the earth safe. This will help keep the inequalities away. So they have highlighted, I mean, they have done their job by highlighting them. Now the national policies, the local government policies have to be aligned. The funding has to go in that direction. There are a lot of challenges, and these are complex challenges. I don't have clear answer for that.
Just went through your presentation. You told about industry, academicians and government. So you belong to the industry, we belong to the academic sector. So can you put some light, or can you tell our students as to how we can create link between the industry and the academics, so that we are bridging this gap, what is existing right now?
Thank you, Doctor. Sector employee. I see things from both perspectives. Sometimes I try to also switch from the academia perspective. There has to be a lot of collaboration in everything we do, right? So, for an instance, incubations, right? We've just, by the way, I also run a consulting company where we have helped one of the government set up incubation center for geospatial data, where we're trying to bring partners from the private sector to invest into the incubation so that they can accelerate the solutions, right? So there can be different ways and means you can partner. Of course, companies will see their bottom line, how this solution is going to help me, how this solution is going to help my bottom line, right? So another aspect is this disruption is not just affecting smaller companies. This disruption is affecting MNCs also. This disruption is affecting governments also. So everybody has a stake. If, for an instance, if car manufacturing, Toyota, is not transforming into EV, they're going to lose out. They have to transform into EV. They have to make sure EV ecosystem comes into play, and they have to also have their own production lines. So definitely these companies have also realized, and they're investing into startups who can accelerate those solutions. Big companies cannot do these solutions because they're built in a different way. They cannot do a lot of trial and error. So they depend a lot on the smaller companies to do innovation. At the cost of smaller companies, they grow. So they have a skin in the game. So there has to be programs designed in a way that you show them impact, you show them bottom line, and if that doesn't work, there is also CSR, right? So they have a compliance that they need to invest into CSR. So there can be different windows through which they will invest, but there has to be a reasonable answer for them. Hope that clarifies.
As you said that global partnership or else global strategy, it is suitable for almost all developed countries, wherein which India is like having a lot of villages. So which are the issues, could you tell that for rural development will take a part in the global aspects? What are the strategies will help for the village people or else village farmer? Could you tell some issues so that village people also can be a partner of global aspects?
Thank you. This is a very valid question. It's quite difficult for people at the micro level to see the macro picture. Most of the contribution of these strategies, if you're asking me, do they have an impact? They do have an impact, right? So we are an agrarian country. A lot of exports go to other countries. If something happening in Red Sea, the transportation is being disrupted and diverted, it has an impact on our farmers. So there is a clear linkages. There are so many such examples I can quote. Do they need to be aware? Does the farmer need to be aware of this? Maybe not. The people who are governing the farmers, developing policies for them, they should be aware of it. The academia should care about local agrarian economy, should do more research, divert your research effort to protect the produce coming from the region and how this can be exported elsewhere, right? So the academia has to play its role. The smaller traders who have linkages and connections, they are the ones who are actually doing the transaction. They should worry how this change in the transportation can affect them. What are the alternatives available? Who are the other partners we can divert? Right. So not at all level they need to be aware what is happening globally. They should do their business better, produce good quality products, and then the other players need to make sure that we stand up to our aspiration to be a global country, bring them closer together. If you're asking me if Dubai has a perfect answer, I don't want to say Dubai has a perfect answer. If you're asking me, have they done something? They do quite a few things regularly. I sit on a curriculum design councils of a couple of universities where people like me, people coming from policy making, people coming from industry, they have boards while deciding the curriculum. Every year they update their curriculums, making sure that, especially for the professional courses, making sure that their curriculum stays relevant to the market. So that's one practice comes to my mind. While we are developing policies, we run, there's something called triple helix. So we while developing policies, we create proposals, we bring industry, we map all the stakeholders, we bring academia, we bring scholars to get a full perspective. Because innovation, when you're doing innovation, you have to have a 360-degree perspective. I may think that this policy will go and work, but business has to think the same way, that this policy is good for me. So that's another exercise governments can do, right? So when developing policies, have a heavy consultation with the industry as well as the academia, benefit from the research done from the academia. I used to run a challenge for universities. So we define problems with our research. We define that there are gaps here in the market, there are challenges here. We pose those challenges to universities, and universities participate through their research mechanism. So I get a free research from the university, I get a university perspective, and I get a fresh perspective from the young people. They think differently. I mean, there is a generational gap. There is a millennial challenge that is also, you saw in the video. So if we start thinking few things will work our way, might not work their way. They are the consumers now. They are going to be the consumers of tomorrow. So in bringing young blood into the thinking also is very important. Hope these two examples are helpful.
Agreement and answering our participant questions. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Special thanks to Dr. Padmavati, Dr. Prakash. Thank you very much for organizing this wonderful event, and I wish you all the best and success.
ಪ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಾದ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಮೂರ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
Good afternoon, everyone. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I, Professor Dr. Morge Prakashvi, Principal of this college, feel honored to be here as the President of the inaugural function of this important 2 days multidisciplinary international seminar sponsored by ICSSR, organized by Government Women's First Aid College, Kalaburgi. At this beautiful city of Kalaburgi, I am delighted to participate in presidential address in the inauguration session of this seminar. The topic of this seminar aims to address is of course very relevant for the daily lives. I am grateful for the opportunity to extend a special welcome to Honorable Sri Priyank Khargeji, Minister Rural Development, Panchayat Raj and ITBT, Government of Karnataka. I am delighted to welcome Honorable Dr. Ajay Dharam Singh Ji, Chairman KKRDB, and it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome Honorable MLA Kalaburgi South and Chairman College Development Council of this college. I, as a principal of this college, extend my warm welcome to Dr. Manjula Battaluru, President and Founder, Mandal India and Mandal USA, and Mr. Rashid Hajari, Sir, Advisor and CEO, Dubai Economy and Tourism Department, Dubai. Both are came over all the way from USA and Dubai, respectively. I am delighted to welcome Honorable Commissioner, Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Karnataka State Akamadi Women's University, Vijayapur, respected Joint Director, Professor Prakash Osmani Sir, Kalburgi region, respected Registrar, Karnataka State Akamadi Women's University, respected Finance Officer, Professor Rajnalkar Sir, and Joy Hoskeri Sir, Karnataka State Akamadi Women's University, Vijayapur. I would like to thank everyone here today for being part of this prestigious event. As the president of this international seminar, it is a tremendous honor to see so many ministers, to have so many distinguished and high-level speakers across the world and India. I welcome all the delegates from all over the state. As all the dignitaries rightly stated that the seminar allows us to examine and discuss the main issues and opportunities concerning the global partnership for sustainable business and entrepreneurial development. It also provides an important event for us to pause and take stock of where our industry stands today in a global context. Keynote speakers rightly apt that this seminar provides a platform to the central institution of higher learning for in-depth discussions on crucial matters concerning sustainable business. We have had the benefit of unique insights of academic leaders and experts on issues like global commerce, corporate social responsibility, strategic partnership, etc., augmentation and development, global standing and research and innovation, collaboration with foreign industry, effective utilization of technology, including knowledge networks and alignment of institutional goals with societal requirements. The seminar allows us to examine and discuss the main issues and opportunities concerning the industries. It also provides an important event for us to pause and take stock of where our industry stands today in a global context. I am delighted that you all gathered today as delegates from many campuses brought together here in Kalburgi. I am delighted by the promise, the energy and the excitement that you bring together. I am thrilled by the prospect of the contributions that you will make, the changes that you will bring to our campuses, and more importantly to the society and the world that needs your talent, your leadership. I am finally very pleased to welcome you here this morning, and we wish you all the best as you begin your conference. I once again congratulate everyone for taking the initiative and providing a platform to facilitate a greater understanding of the challenges in business, commerce and industry sector by all stakeholders. I am confident that this 2 days international seminar would throw up new ideas and thoughts. I wish the organizers every success in the conduct of this conference. I would like to thank authorities, whole district administration, all my friends and seniors who have helped me in the times of need during the course of preparation as president of this August International Seminar. The organizers have made continuous efforts make the event memorable. All whispers of appreciations which are being heard goes to their credit. I hope this will be an unforgettable academic feast. Thanks to all. I wish the organizers every success in the conduct of this seminar. My wishes for next upcoming session. I look forward to some constructive suggestions and imaginative outcomes from this forum. I also wish you purposeful thinking and progressive deliberations over these 2 days. I will also invite the feedbacks and inputs from all the esteemed members. Wishing you all a happy and fruitful time in Kalburgi. Thank you, thank you, thank you one and all.
ದಯಾಸಾಗರ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as we express our deepest gratitude for the successful inauguration of this international seminar fostering global partnership for sustainable business practices and entrepreneurial development. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend a warm welcome and sincere appreciation to all of you for gracing this occasion with your presence. We are truly privileged to have had the distinguished Sri Allam Prabhu Patil Sir, Member of Legislative Assembly, Kalburgi South. I am inaugurating this seminar. Your insightful words have set the stage for what we promise us to be an intellectually stimulating and enriching experience for all participants. We are grateful for your unwavering support and commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. A heartfelt thank you goes to our esteemed speakers of Mr. Rashid Hajari and Dr. Manjula Batalori. They have generously shared their expertise and perspectives. Your presentation have not only enlightened us but have also sparked the curiosity and enthusiasm that will undoubtedly fuel the discussion throughout the seminar. And our heartfelt thanks to our one more distinguished speakers, Dr. Rajnalkar Lakshman Sir and Dr. Jai Hoskeri Sir, sharing their expertise and insightful. Your knowledge has enlightened us and set the tone for an intellectually stimulating seminar. This event would not have been possible without the generous support of our sponsors and partners. We extend our sincere appreciation to our sponsors and partners for their invaluable support. Your commitment to the success of this event has played a crucial role in making it possible. We extend our warmest thanks to all the participants who traveled from various corners of this globe to be a part of this seminar. We express our deepest appreciation. Your diverse perspective contribute to the richness of our discussion. A special mention goes to the dedicated principal, students and organizing team who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Your efforts have been instrumental in ensuring this seamless execution of this seminar. Thank you once again, each and every one of you, for being a part of this momentous occasion. We look forward to a memorable and impactful seminar ahead. Thank you and enjoy the
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಕಲಬುರಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 2 ದಿವಸ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಫಾಸ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯದ ಮೇಲೆ 2 ದಿವಸದ ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಕು ತುಂಬ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಈವನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವಸಂಸ್ಥೆ 17 ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನು, ಈ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಟೈನೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪರಿವೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಕು ತುಂಬ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ವಿವಿಧ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯಗಳಿಂದ, ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯಗಳಿಂದ ಹಲವಾರು ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು, ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಡೀಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸುಮಾರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಡೆಲಿಬ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಸಬ್ ಥೀಮ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ sustainable development and practices which needs to be adopted by the corporate sector. So corporate sector is having a very major role to play in order to sustain the development in future, for the future generation also. So from that point of view, the topic selected for this event is so critical and so happening, and I wish all the best for this event. Thank you.
ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕಲಬುರಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 2 ದಿವಸದ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣವನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯರು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು ಅವ್ರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಏನೇನು ಅಡೆತಡೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗಲಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕರೆಸಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಸ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಗೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ನಾವು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಹರಡಿಸೋಣ. ಇದು ನಾವು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪೇಪರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ISSA ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಯಾರು ನಂಬರ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಪೇಪರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೊಸ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇದನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ 2 ದಿವಸ ತುಂಬ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. So I'll be very thankful to all for coming here and making this function as a grand success.
ನಾವು 2 ದಿವಸದ 2 ಮತ್ತು 3ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರಾದ ಶ್ರೀ ಅಲ್ಲಂ ಪ್ರಭು ಪಾಟೀಲ್ಜಿಯವರು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಾವು 2 ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಏನು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ತಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾವೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ಒಂದು ಜರ್ನಲನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ISSN ನಂಬರನ್ನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ISSN ನಂಬರ್ ಹೊಡಿದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಭಾಳ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಫುಲ್ಲು, ಅದನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನು 2 ದಿವಸದ ಏನು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್ ರಾಜನಾಳ್ಕರ್ ಸರ್ ಕೂಡ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಂಥ ರಶೀದ್ ಸರ್ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದರು. ಸೊ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನೂ ನಾಳೆನೂ ಇವತ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ 2 ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ನಾನು 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿರ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್, ಇವತ್ತು 2 ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸು, ನಾಳೆ ಎರಡು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ವೆಲ್ಡೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಾಳೆ. ಹಾಂ,
ಅದೇ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸು. ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಈ CSR ಅಂತಿರ್ಬೋದು, CSR ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜೀಸ್, ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್, ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ನ.
ನಾನು ದಯಾಸಾಗರ್, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರು 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣವನ್ನು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಿರ್ವಹಣಾ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ವಿಭಾಗದಿಂದ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ country, the participants have been arrived and to do their presentation, and resource persons come from USA and Dubai. They have the industry background experiences and business models, so they come over here from all the way to discuss the entrepreneurship development as well as the corporate social responsibility in these 2 days. And so many GFGC's professors also arrived to our college for joining this.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಝೋಯಾ ಹೊಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
Karnataka Appamadi Women's University. I am Dr. John Hoskeri, Assistant Professor, Department of Bioinformatics. I am also Rural Officer for USNS, former Assistant Registrar. And indeed, it's my privilege to be part of this 2 days multidisciplinary international conference. The main focus of this conference is fostering global partnership for sustainable business practice and entrepreneurial development. In fact, when Dr. Padma Madam approached me to share my knowledge and contribute to this particular 2 days international conference, before joining to the university, I was the chairman to Satisfy My Solutions Private Limited, and former chairman, and also I was the one who established the company. I was involved too much in developing international business for my company, and after I joined Women's University, I had actually closed the knowledge into the box and put it in the shelf, assuming that it will be of no use anymore. But when Madam approached me, then I thought, let me bring back my knowledge in how international relationships are developed and what are the different parameters we take into consideration when we interact with the international clients. This 2 days workshop is going to be a wonderful event for each one of us. It's a fantastic day today where we all have too much of energy to acquire knowledge and also to deliver knowledge. And I believe that each one of us sitting here, the keynote speakers and also the participants, both are going to get benefited through this 2 days national conference and international conference. And I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share a few words. Thank you.
Before starting this technical session, post-lunch session, we had a homely food, very yummy food, local food. So I thank the sponsors and I thank the food committee for serving us a beautiful, yummy food. Now I would like to introduce the dignitaries on the dais. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Rajnalkar Lakshman Sir, Finance Officer, Gulbarga University, Kalburgi, and distinguished academician. As a seasoned professional in Department of Commerce, Professor Rajnalkar Lakshman Sir
has made significant contribution to both academia and finance management. His expertise and leadership in these domains have played a pivotal role in the university's success. Sir has guided 23 PhD scholars, authored 2 books, published 58 papers, national and international journals, undertaken major research projects. His expertise in the field of accounting, finance, and strategic management. Today, we are fortunate to have Sir with us and to chair the technical session and share his valuable insights on the topic emerging trends in global commerce, challenges and opportunities. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Rajnalkar Lakshman Sir with a big applause. It's now honored to introduce our distinguished speaker for this session, Professor Pandurang Patti Sir, currently serving as an associate professor in the Department of Commerce at Central University Kadganchi, Kalburgi. Professor Pandurang Patti Sir brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to our seminar today with a robust academic background and notable contributions in the field of commerce. He has instrumental in shaping the minds of future professionals. To his credit, he is a gold medalist in MCOM from GUK in 2006, guided 3 PhD scholars and presently guiding 2 scholars. Organized national seminar, authored 1 book, published 40 papers in national and international journal and edited books. Undertaken 1 major research project. His area of interest is taxation and finance. We are privileged to have Professor Pandurang Patti Sir with us to share insights and contribute to our collective learning. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Pandurang Sir. I request Raju Shamrao Sir to felicitate Professor Pandurang Patti Sir.
Technical session to rapporteur of this session, Bhagyashri ma'am. Please come on the dais and be a guest of honor for this technical session, Dr. Rajkumar Salgar sir. Welcome sir. A big round of applause to Rajkumar Salgar sir.
I think having the technical session, very sumptuous food, I think seems to be very difficult. But keeping in view the interest of all the delegates and their enthusiasm, I hope and believe that the first technical session will be a very meaningful and fruitful one. As part of the main theme of the conference, fostering global partnership for sustainable business practices and entrepreneurship development, as part of that, the sub-theme given for this first technical session is emerging trends in global commerce and challenges and opportunities. So in this technical session, I have with me Dr. Pandurang V. Patti ji, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, Central University of Karnataka, and with us we have Dr. Rajkumar Salgar, Government College, Gulbarga, and Dr. Bhagyashri, rapporteur of this first technical session. As we are discussing since morning, that how the sustainable business practices are relevant and how they contribute for the entrepreneurship development. We are deliberating in detail along with address by our chief guest and the keynote speaker, who at length covered that what kind of opportunities and what kind of challenges, what kind of prospects are there as far as sustaining the ecologies, sustaining the environment, keeping in view the business practices. So in the context of that, what kind of trends are emerging in global commerce and what are the challenges and opportunities are prevailing. Of course, on this particular topic, our resource persons in the technical sessions are going to give a detailed talk on that what kind of trends have emerged in the global commerce and what are the challenges the commerce is going to face and what kind of opportunity the commerce is going to face. So here, the global commerce in the sense, the global business, what kind of challenges it is going to face and what kind of opportunities it is having. So now the different stakeholders are putting a emphasis on the business stakeholders to adopt the sustainable business practices. The practices which will keep in view the environmental factors, the ecological factors, keeping those things in mind and giving importance to these things in mind, we need to pursue the business and inculcate viability in our economic kind of activities and responsibilities in our business affairs. Along with that, we also keep in mind the ecological sense of doing the business. So from that point of view, businesses are definitely going to play a very important role, and they started attending the challenges with a green kind of concepts in various initiatives, whether it is a research and development activity or production activities or generation of service activities, shifting to an ecosystem where it is going to have a sort of negligible impact on the environment adversely. So business have started responding, business have started inculcating these sustainable practices in their different initiatives and activities and started responding to these challenges, and in the days to come, I think that will go in a very magnified form, in a very advanced form, keeping in view the highest importance to the ecological balance and the sustainable development. The introduction of electrical vehicles, shifting to renewable energy and even fuel, biofuel, focusing on these kind of areas. The very concern which is being indicated is that whatever development activities are being undertaken, whatever GDP is pursued, whatever growth rate is pursued, that should not adversely affect the environmental factors. So keeping in mind these kind of things, the businesses have started following those practices. In most of the segments and areas, we started feeling green concept where it is being inculcated. So with this kind of background, I would like to call upon the resource persons of these technical sessions. I think as I know, as of now with me, Dr. Pandurang is there, who is going to deliberate on digitalization and innovations in commerce. And what I expect is this will have an orientation to the sustainable practices, and this will also have an orientation to the kind of challenges the businesses are going to face and the opportunities the businesses are going to have. So along with that, we have around selected 8 papers for the presentation in this technical session, and even those delegates who have prepared their papers, and they are going to touch upon the various dimensions of the sustainable business practices. With these few of my remarks in this technical session, I would like to call upon the first resource person, Dr. Pandurang V. Patti. Most probably, I think he may have between 20 to 25 minutes for the presentation. After that, there might be 5 minutes interactions with the delegates. So with these words, I would like to leave the dais to
ಕೇಂದ್ರೀಯ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
Our beloved senior professor Rajnalkar Lakshman sir and principal of Government College Morge sir, Padmavati madam, Salgar sir, Bhagyashree madam, and other colleagues of my own and research scholars, students and other participants. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Government College, Government Women's First Grade College Kalburgi in general and Dr. Padmavati madam in particular for taking this wonderful initiative of organizing international conference. As per my knowledge, this is first of ICSSR sponsored international seminar in the Commerce and Management fraternity of Kalyan Karnataka region, if I am not wrong. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the organizers for giving me an opportunity to take part in this international seminar. I deem it my proud privilege and I deem it as one of the golden opportunity in my career to share the dais with our beloved senior professor Rajnalkar Lakshman sir. Sir, with your blessings, wishes and guidance, I am involved in teaching and learning process at Central University of Karnataka and I am trying my level best to provide justice to my profession. Thank you very much, sir. Our senior professor Lakshman sir was the founder head of the Department of Commerce at Central University of Karnataka. He was also the founder dean of School of Business Studies of Central University of Karnataka and he has laid a very strong foundation for the Department of Commerce and School of Business Studies. Thank you sir. Thank you very much for laying a roadmap for our department and school. And after all this, I welcome all of you for my presentation. I hope all of you had a delicious lunch and I will have a short presentation and I will start my presentation and I'll try my level best to take you to the sleeping mode. If you put your phones in silent mode, okay, if situation goes behind your control, please take a nap without much vibration during my presentation. Okay, with all these terms and conditions, with all these ifs and buts, let me start my presentation. I have about 20-25 minutes. I have many slides. Depending on the audience interest, I will skip some slides and I will take some slides. Okay, before going into the presentation, let us have a glance on what are the recent changes we have seen. In my view, our generation can be considered as a important and luckiest generation because we have seen ups and downs. We have seen all kinds of changes. We have seen a situation like pandemic. We have seen a situation like a war. We have seen something like postcard to WhatsApp. So we have witnessed our generation. We have witnessed.
Sir has highlighted from 2010 to
Thank you, sir, in your absence. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Pandurang Patti, sir, Associate Professor, CUK, Kaduganchi Kalburgi, for his intellectual topic, Impact of Digitalization on Indian Economic Growth. Thank you, sir. Thank you once more. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Rajkumar Salgar, sir, another invitee to this technical session. Thanks for your support, sir. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to thank the conveyor, conference conveyor and conference organizing secretary of this seminar, international seminar. Thank you one and all.
I'd like to call in the second session's chairman, Dr. Manjula Batalure, founder and CEO of Mandala USA and Mandala India. Please have a seat, madam. Even I call Mr. Nitish Bhushetti, Assistant Professor, English. Sir, please welcome on the dais for this second session. Please welcome, sir. Now I would like to call the core person on this particular second session, Dr. Joy H. Hoskedi, sir. Please come and take your seat, sir. Once again, a warm welcome you all. And now the second session will soonly start. And before starting the second session, I would like to give an introduction of today's this second session important speaker introduction. So Dr. Joy H. Hoskedi, born in Hubli in the 8th December 1981, and sir is working as an assistant professor, Department of Bioinformatics, Karnataka State Akkamahadevi Women University, Vijaypura. Sir has 15 years of teaching and research experience, and sir is also having the post doctoral research experience from Slovakia, Europe, and sir is also received a Young Gun Award of CSIR National Conference Tumkur. And sir is a first rank student in MSc Bioinformatics, and sir is also the founder and chairman of Jatox Bio Solutions Private Limited, and sir is having a good academic achievements by published 81 research paper in the national and international conferences, and sir is also written 11 book chapters in the reputed publications, and sir is wrote totally 3 books and 1 patent is also sir having, and sir is successfully guided 2 PhD award, and presently 2 of them were pursuing. So it's a great privilege to me to introduce such a dynamic and young particular chairperson. So I once again thank you all the organizer committee and for giving me a great opportunity. Thank you one and all. Joy H. Hoskedi, sir. Please come, sir. State today's one more person, that is Nitish, sir. Please, sir, come. On behalf of the committee. So now I'll just hand over the mic for the next person. Thank you, Anand.
Doing rapporteur job. I would like to call Rupali ma'am to honor Bhageshi ma'am as a rock. Please welcome Bhageshi ma'am and Rupali ma'am. Please come on the stage.
ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
In fact, my specialization reflects that I'm not from management. As far as international relationship is concerned and international trade is concerned, we all can be entrepreneurs. So the business that I was involved into, I was also engaged my business in international affairs, in international engaging international business. So here are some things that we consider when we look forward to engage our business to explore international arena. To directly take you people to the crux of the topic, cultural consideration in international trade relations, I want you to understand how important that our language plays a role when we are engaging in international trade. I want to start with a question. If we have a company and want to engage our company in international business with the Nigerian government, how will you engage? How will you engage your discussion with the Nigerian government? The most important factor that becomes a challenge for us is language. Okay, so language is part of culture. When we talk about culture, two important parameters. The language becomes a very important part of culture and the religion. Here you can see we have two different worlds. One is civilized world, another one is uncivilized or pre-civilized world. During the pre-civilized world, we were observing that there was war and encroachment. People were exploiting the lost world by taking the spoils with them through engaging war against a different country. And as the civilization started prevailing, people started doing exchange. You can see the first image where people are exchanging their materials. Exchange can be between the consumables, agricultural products, wool, meat. That is how the trade, actually the exchange started. As you see, as the world evolved further, there was a larger exchange, export and import of goods started happening. This is the ancient world. But what we see in the current world, where we have evolved so much that we can do trading with other countries very easily through the medium of internet. As the world economy is integrating, the world economy is integrating because the World Wide Web or internet has integrated the entire world into one hub, that is internet. Now this has helped us to interact with each other, to develop relations, to engage ourselves in unions, engage ourselves in treaties, engage ourselves in negotiations between nations, so that we can do exchange of goods, we can do export-import with other countries. Exchange of good has not only has the economic but also a cultural dimension. I want you to have a look on the two short forms, UNO and WTO. UNO speaks about international relation, whereas WTO speaks about international trade. International relationship and international trade are two different concepts. Now, when I was talking, my title started with international trade relationship. That means it engages both WTO and UNO. Here's a brief illustration where you can see majority of the world is the part of World Trade Organization. Okay, there are some few countries that appears to be blue in color. They are not the members of WTO. But having a glimpse that the entire world is now interconnected, the entire world is willing to trade with each other. Now the willingness to trade with each other is to accept the cultural insights of one country by another country. Now they cannot be, when we talk about negotiations, in terms of cultural identity, every country has to come on a negotiation platform, then there will be the trade happening. It's very important that the two partners in the trade should have a mutual understanding. There should not be any disparity in terms of language, in terms of culture, in terms of religion, or in terms of the trade conflicts. So there should be a clear picture and a clear identity between the two partners when any trade is happening. When you talk about international trading, where we engage ourselves in buying and selling of goods, capital, services, against, through transboundary movements of goods. Commonly, the goods that are transboundary movement they undergo includes electronics, the consumer goods and capital goods. I want you to have a look on our global economy. Around 51% of the global economy is covered by the 5 countries, which also includes India. As a proud citizen of India, since 2022, India has overtaken United Kingdom. India has become one of the 5 countries all around the world to have the highest economy. Now, in 195 countries, the first 5 countries, India falls into that list. I wanted to have you all to have a look on this names of the countries. You will not find the name of Tibet, nor you will find the name of North Korea. Giving you a glimpse of why North Korea is not part of the list, and also Tibet not part of the list. Here is another picture of global export leaders. Obviously, India is not that strong in exporting, but our name exists in importing. We are receivers when it comes to goods marketing. China is dominant in export. Next comes US and then Germany. This is another projections of export and importers. Different countries are there. Why am I showing these projections to you people? To give you a glimpse of how important is when we talk about giving and taking. When you import and export, if the import and export are proportional, that means the country is ready to sell the products and also accept the products, accepting the cultural differences between the countries. They will accept the products. If the country is reluctant of receiving the product, the country will only sell the product. It will be an exporter, not an importer. Now the importing of goods, I want you to all have to think about this. The importing of goods totally depends on the requirement of the goods. The requirement of the goods totally depends on the lifestyle of the citizens. So the lifestyle of the citizen is abiding with the cultural activities of the nation. What type of culture the nation carries, the similar type of lifestyle the citizen will have. And depending upon the lifestyle, the country needs the goods to suffice the need of the citizens. So this is proportional where we are importing the goods, it is totally dependent on our culture. If we are reluctant of buying the goods, that means we are either, we don't want any diffusion of other culture to get into our system, or we are self-sufficient. Either of the two things. So I'll be talking about diffusion of culture as well. So this picture will give us an idea. Where it comes to United States, it is readily accepting goods from any country. Okay, they are not that much worried about diffusion of culture. The cultural goods, the type of goods that come from different countries will obviously have the cultural impact of that country. But accepting such goods indicates that the recipient country is willing to accept the cultural difference also. So, exchange of good does not stand itself and always takes place in cultural context. This is what I was telling. So, you should know the precise difference between exchange and export. So, when we talk about exchange, there is import and export, there is give and take. But when we talk about exporting alone, that means there is no importing.
That means there is a blockage for receiving the goods from other countries. One of the reasons, I will not be wrong if I say, one of the reasons of not receiving the goods from other countries might be there should not be any cultural diffusion from one country into another country. And one of the good examples I can give you for this is Tibet and North Korea. Why North Korea is not engaging in export and import? Why are they so reluctant with their culture and their identity? Their culture is making them to be strong enough not to expose them to other countries, to the outside world, and they are trying to be self-sufficient. So, therefore, the more goods are exchanged between countries, the more intercultural interaction between trading partners is also necessary. Now, what is culture? It's a peculiar behavior of specifically oriented to Homo sapiens. Now, Homo sapiens together with material objects, which play an important role in their behavior. This is what, when we talk about our tradition and culture, this is only observed in human. I will not speak about the next sentence because it speaks about work culture, rituals, ceremonies, and other elements. Now, when people have differences in culture, people might be different in their mindset, but culture becomes one. In this entire lecture, I am not going to mention any caste or religion, or it is not targeting, discriminating, or highlighting any caste or religion. Okay? It's a very specific intention of delivering knowledge, okay, and not targeting any culture or any caste. Because the literature which I had referred, there were clear contradictions made by the scientists, so I don't want to reveal that here. I'll be very superficial in my context. Language is not only the means of communication, but it also helps us to engage ourselves in sharing ideas, customs, and values. Religion may be more influential than language. Now the question arises, which religion is especially trade promoting? Secondly, are the product groups for which religion has more important role to play than other product groups? Is there any specific product group that has more important role to play in terms of religion? Is there an influence when we analyze economic development, whether religion has its influence? And the answer would be, yes, influence is there, but the influence is positive. Many studies have been undertaken to understand, to show the impact of language on trade, but very few you can see on religion. There are numerous evidence-based studies which use gravity model, where the culture is used as, culture is directly proportional, where the distance between two countries, trading countries, is used as a inversely proportional entity. Where culture is considered to be a control variable. In these studies, they come out with conclusion that the countries where they share common belief will have no effect on the trade. If the countries have common belief, if they have a common belief or culture, they will not have any problem when they do trading. But it is very important, if the two countries have two different beliefs, if the two countries have two different languages, if the two countries have two different understandings and cultural practices, how will those two countries come to a conclusion of doing trading? And trading is the most important thing. Even in the morning, Hazare sir was saying that trading is going to enhance the per capita of any nation. So it is going to enhance the per capita of any nation to 20% in
2025. Now the trading becomes a very important entity when we talk about our GDP growth, when we talk about our economic growth of the nation. So it is very important when we speak about the difference in culture between the trading partners. How will we dissolve this difference? How will we dissolve this difference in language? How will we dissolve this difference in understanding? How will we dissolve this difference in culture? Is accepting the cultural difference so that we can make the trade better. There are very few studies that have taken the relationship between religion and trade. Okay, Goa in 2004 constructs an index of cultural similarity between United Nations, China, and their trading partners. Using gravity model, the results indicate the religious similarity fosters trade, but only between developing countries. So, my literature survey reveals that very few studies are available that compares the different impacts of religious beliefs on trade. Now, how religious beliefs can influence trading behavior? It can mainly be through two ways. First, sharing the same belief often implies sharing similar values. Now, if the two trading partners have similar beliefs, they will share similar values for each other. Now, there can be a chance of negotiation when they share similar values. Please understand this. The trading partners of same belief, the trading partners of same language, the trading partners of same culture, they will have an understanding. The understanding leads to negotiation in trading. Negotiation can also bring down the price cutoff. So whenever we sit in negotiation, I want to give you a simple example in your day-to-day routine. If you go to market, let's say you have gone to your local market, you speak in Kannada language, you speak in your local Kannada language, you will try to speak in the language the seller is speaking, the farmer is speaking, you want to speak in her language so that you can reduce the price. Am I right? So what are you doing? You are engaging yourself in adopting her culture. You are engaging yourself in accepting the way she speaks, and you speak in the same way so that you can negotiate. I hope you are understanding. So this is what happens in international trade as well. So when we are engaging ourselves in negotiation, it always goes well when the two beliefs, the two cultures are same. Okay? Now, the second one, each religion has its own ethical standpoint towards the activity of trading. Some religion perceive trade as its necessity, whereas some for value creating. Some religion specifically make trading for the sake of for their requirement, whereas some religion make trading for the sake of money making. Here specifically, some authors argue about globalization can bring down the cultural difference. Now, cultural difference can be brought down. Even as I'm discussing about this topic, most of you might be understanding that whether Joyce sir is telling that all of us should have a kind of a similar culture so that there will be a fair trading. No, there is no such statement to be made where you have to adopt the culture. It's not like that. It is about engaging ourselves by accepting their culture during trading. It's accepting in sense learning the language. Language can be the trading. When you are learning the language, you can engage better in trade. If you are discussing, you are making a trade with the Nigerian government, you should know their Nigerian language. If you are dealing with the Czech Republic, you should know the Czech language. So when you know the language, the better will be the trading. So the knowing the language is accepting the requirement of that trade. The requirement of the trade is how best we can, both partners in trade share the cultural similarity. However, in recent years, we have seen the increase in conflicts between different groups of people because of culture rather than political ideology. You can see there is cultural disparity between people because of which there are conflicts, and that has been better used by the political parties. But political parties are not the reason behind the conflicts in the religious groups. Furthermore, globalizing world does not only create opportunities but also fears. One of the strongest fear is it concerns of preservation of cultural identity. This is what I said in my previous statement. Whether our cultural identity should be maintained, yes, every country should maintain its cultural identity. At the same time, when it comes to trading, there should be a platform where the cultural identity is accepted in order to engage trading. Now, culture gives us the sense of who we are and where we belong. That's very important. And it gives us a sense of our own identity and how we identify ourselves. Culture is a process, culture is a dynamic process. It's not rather a thing, where it keeps on constantly changing. Cultural diffusion is a very important concept. Diffusion is how the culture spreads from one group of people to another group of people. How the culture spreads from one country to another country. Why one country is so reluctant in engaging themselves in trading with the fear of cultural diffusion. What is this cultural diffusion? Cultural diffusion can happen through trading. Cultural diffusion can happen through intercaste marriage, or it can be happening through warfare. Earlier, the cultural diffusion happened where a pre-medieval period where people used to engage in wars. Post-war, the defeated country, along with the spoils are the leftover golds and materials that they used to take from that country. They also used to take the females and the kids from that country along with them as slaves. Now, there was a diffusion of the culture of the lost country being spread to the winning country. So this is one of the reasons where you can see how the culture gets diffused. And this diffused culture will not remain as a diffused culture as the culture it was carried from the lost country, but it gets mixed with the one country or the new country. So here you will see a mixed culture which will be a new culture. So you are seeing one form of culture where there is already existing in the winning country, and one culture coming from the lost country, and there will be a third culture which is called a mixed culture that gets popped up after the two culture gets mixed up. So this is how you see the evolution of culture happening throughout the world. It has started by our own human requirements. We have designed a culture in such a way that it suffices our day-to-day needs. Okay, so cultural diffusion today is taking hold all around the world as cultural ideas spread through communication technology and mass media. Globalization is regarded as a key process in driving culture towards global market. One case study where I can highlight how important the positive projection of cultural diffusion in international trade. You might be familiar with NAFTA, North America Free Trade Agreement. It was between Canada, United States and Mexico. Now, of course, United States is a receiving country. It's very good in exporting. So United States was the one who came out with this plan where they engaged Canada and the Mexico to come into the agreement, and they negotiated, and this benefited Canada and also Mexico. 50% or the half of the production of Canadian manufacturers started moving to US. Even the Mexico share of US it jumped doubled from 6.9% during pre-NAFTA period to 11% in post-NAFTA. Now, possible ways that religion influences international trade patterns. Basically, 5 major religions, Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity and Islam do have influence on economic activity and trade in particular. The research results of Matthias Hall in 2006 indicated that religious openness boosts trade performances of country. This is the report which was studied by taking 5 different religions. I have read the entire literature that has been written by this scientist, and the conclusion that he has made, it's very important that there should be religious openness. I told culture has 2 important heads. One is language, another one is religion. I also spoke about language, secondly the religion. Religious openness is very important when it comes to trade. Okay, but that doesn't mean that we should lose the religious integrity. Maintaining the religious integrity, but still engaging the trade on a platform where we have a mutual engagement. This is a very important point. Few slides I'm going to share. Global growth is projected to slow from the estimated 6.1 in 2021 to 3.6 in 2022 and 23. This is a post-COVID era. Post-COVID impact on global market. World trade is one of the major engines of globalization. But war and conflicts induced due to cultural disparity led to economic crash down, and also increased inflation in importing countries. Now, it's very important that when there is engagement of groups in the country in wars and conflicts, automatically there will be an economic crash down, and also there will be an increased inflation. Now, the war-induced commodity prices increase. This is what happens when the countries that supply the war commodities, they get benefited, but the countries that are engaged in the war, they fall in loss, and their economy will crash down. And what you see is the war-induced commodities price increases and broadening price pressure have led to 2022 inflation projections of 5.7% in advanced economy and 8.7% in emerging marketing and developing economies. Now, the global market is projected to stay at 3.1% in 2024 and rise to 3.2% in 2025, for which there is a very important multilateral efforts to respond to the humanitarian crisis, prevent further economic fragmentation, maintain global liquidity, manage debt distress, tackle climate change, and also end the pandemic, which are essential. Even though the number of trading relationships seems to remain stable, more and more goods need to be exchanged. Effects of culture on GDP. I want to add few points in this. Now, as you all know, the GDP is the gross domestic product. This speaks about the economy of a country. This is the scorecard of a country, right? So annually we check for the scorecard how much the GDP is increasing, whether GDP has decreased, what is the percentage of increase or what is the percentage of decrease. What happens within the country if there is, for example, on the cultural basis, if there is disqualification of skilled labor? I repeat, if there is disqualification of skilled labor based on the cultural disparity, will eventually lead to controlled production and thus reflects in the annual GDP. Now, financial and manpower investment on cultural practices also reflect on annual monetary projections. International relationship or international relations is not just about policies or decision making. It is also about profound impact on lives of people all around the world. International relations play a key role in shaping our world today. International relations is a dynamic and multifaceted field encompassing social, economic, and political interactions between nations. Now, culture plays a significant role in international relations by fostering mutual understanding, tolerance, cooperation, and they influence the way in which states pursue one another. Cultural differences can create misunderstandings and conflicts, while shared cultural values can facilitate cooperation and understanding. United Nations is very important in this context. When we talk about United Nations organization, this has brought many nations together in order to dissolve these issues and conflicts and misunderstanding and miscommunications that happen between the countries due to the cultural disparities, and also engage the countries in helping each other, which eventually leads to a friendly and harmonious environment between the nations. Now, culture can also have a shape power dynamics in international relationship, with the dominant culture creating imbalances of power and privilege. Very important statement, only the seniors can understand this. A country with a dominant culture can contribute to national interests, can also contribute to foreign policy priorities. When a foreign policies are made in UN, the countries which are the member countries who have dominant culture, they play a very dominant role in negotiation. They play a very important role in priority making. They prioritize themselves. The nations with dominant culture, they prioritize their culture. They prioritize their requirements. They prioritize their nation in negotiation. Now, integrating interdisciplinary perspectives can contribute to shaping international relations. Cultural difference can create conflict and facilitate cooperation and understanding, while dominant cultures. Culture play a vital role in international relationship as it has significant impact on policy formation and decision making. Culture is also an important tool for promoting understanding and tolerance between cultures and society. Understanding of others' cultures greatly support overcoming obstacles and difficulties that may occur in the process of interaction. Culture cooperation will enhance international cooperation in economics, trade, cultural, scientific, and technological fields. I would like to end my lecture with the take-home message with few statements that can boost up your mind as well. Importance of culture in international relationships. Understanding different cultures. Whenever we are doing trading, whenever we are engaging ourselves in international relation, understand the language, religion, history, values, beliefs, which can reduce miscommunications and misunderstandings. Building bridges between culture, develop a cultural diplomacy, interfaith dialogue and language learning, which can lead to building bridges between the culture. Preventing conflicts by gaining deeper understanding. Very important statement I want to make here. Preventing conflicts by gaining a deeper understanding of each other's cultural values, norms, beliefs, we can build trust and reduce misunderstanding that could lead to conflict. The conflicts between two different cultures, because they don't have deeper understanding about individual cultures. If the two conflicting groups have a proper understanding about two cultures, they will not have conflicts. So by gaining a deeper understanding about each other's cultural values and norms, they can reduce misunderstanding. Promoting mutual understanding, recognizing the values of cultural diversity and the unique strengths of each culture can lead to greater harmony, cooperation among nations. Fostering international cooperation, cultural sensitivity and respect are essential. It is crucial to approach cultural acceptance critically and to recognize the importance of cultural self-determination. With these few statements, I end my today's lecture. If you have any questions, you can raise.
First of all, one thing, I think the fear of cultural diffusion is become low nowadays, especially after the 1990s. In the global trade arena, we are called nowadays era of hyper globalization and the global backlash. Especially after this global backlash, we seen the clear change in the public policies as well as the attitudes of the public towards the international trade. Especially after the emergence of free trade, American free trade policy, emergence of the European Union, emergence of the Arab councils, as well as the emergence of the regional, this is the comprehensive partnership nowadays. And this one question, especially earlier, the task culture, power culture, and the people culture and the role culture. These four cultures are played a very important role in the global trade. But I think nowadays only power culture remains here. My second question is that.
No, I'll answer the first question. Our children, I mean the citizens of India, if they are using Facebook, that means we are doing trading with America. If our children of this nation are using Instagram, we are paying America for that. In that matter, how the American culture has impacted the lifestyle of our children, our population. You can see I had few slides I deleted because of time, I removed them. There was a concept about Americanization, modernization, westernization. So when we talk about Americanization, if we are using some of the products, I just give example of Instagram and WhatsApp and the costumes or the other things that we take it from the other country, we are accepting it. Are we aware of the cultural diffusion that is taking place from America into our population? You can see the lifestyle of our nation is also, it's overlapping with American lifestyle. I hope you're understanding. So it's not about only talking about the food culture. It's not about the type of dressing we do, but also the lifestyle. The culture can be anything. You know, the language that we speak. Why are our children, trying to modulate their tone in order to engage their language in speaking in British, in speaking in American tone, having their accent? What is that? There is a diffusion of culture. So I told you, when we talk about diffusion of culture, we are accepting the culture. That is why we are open for some trade. But when it comes to some other products, we are not accepting. We don't allow the diffusion of culture in that context. Okay, ma'am? So when it comes to, I don't want to mix politics into this. I told you this topic what I have chosen, it's highly controversial. And I also mentioned the disclaimer, no caste is taken into consideration, okay, and no political points have been raised in this.
Sir, actually in India, as we all know, we are adopted mixed economy system. And in mixed economy system, as well as we are focusing bilateral trading activities, even multilateral activity. Though we are not having a good export over the world trading activities. Like in ranks, if we consider, we will be in the ninth position. So when we are doing both the trading activities, why can't we are not meeting in the first, second or else third stage? And why we are in the ninth stage, though we are doing, and recently we had a agreement or negotiation with the G20, and we are planning to have a good negotiation policies in the upcoming days, but still in the startup, which government is providing, there we are having a good position, but in practically take into consideration of employment, take into consideration of the development of the agriculture, take into consideration of the banking and industries, we are not that developed, sir. So what could be the reason for making effective global relationship in India and with especially village prospects?
Okay. In terms of global marketing, why shouldn't we raise our scale to 2? When we talk about global marketing, two things are most important. Of course, the trading interaction is important, the bilateral agreement or the multilateral agreement that we do. There's also importance of two important aspects. One is the production. The second one is marketing. Firstly, India's production is not that competitive when compared to China. The production has limitation. We have limits, and as we see in 2022, our production lines have increased, and accordingly our economy has increased because the produced material are reaching the target. So the marketing is happening also on the proper scale. What happens is the both production and marketing, if they go hand in hand, if they go parallelly, then the produced material will have its value. Immediately will take our economy to a next scale. But when the production itself is not to a nominal level, we cannot reach to the number 2 in the scale. If we want to reach to the number 2, the first important thing comes is, who is at the number 2? Which country is at the number 2? Are we competitive enough to sell our products with their pricing? Are we competitive enough to produce the product at their scale? These two things, if we suffice, will reach the target.
Or we can reschedule it to tomorrow. Is there any participant who wants to present a paper now in this session? As the participants want to reschedule it to tomorrow, we are going to end this session, and I would like to thank the organizers for making me the rapporteur for this session. And as a rapporteur, my duty is to summarize or condense the lecture what was given today. Sir, initially I would like to congratulate you for giving such a wonderful lecture. If Dr. Avinash had not given an introduction that you are from bioinformatics, we would not have believed that you are from science. We would have believed that you are from science background, and we would not have known that you are from, you could have delivered such a lecture. We thought that you are from MBA background with an interest in culture studies by the topic you have delivered today. And Sir presented this lecture, and he concentrated on 3 major points: language, history, culture and economy, how they connect together. History in the sense, India or the world always has a culture of trade. We have the Silk Route, we have the traders coming in, traders going through Istanbul, Turkey, the fall of Constantinople, going through there, and the European trade. Trade is always there, and you have said that when two cultures meet, it is not just exchange of norms and ideas, but also objects, and thus economics happen in a simplistic barter system initially. That's where economics happen. the two cultures must agree with each other. If there are two cultures who are opposed to each other and then they meet and then they fight, there will be no economic exchange. First, the initial part was history, and the participants within that exchange have to agree together, and then only then there will be a barter system, or there will be an exchange. From basic history of economics, you moved on to international trading, and then global economy, as you said, is today dominated by 5 major countries: China, USA, Japan, Germany and India. And India dominates the economy not as a net exporter but as a net importer. And the economic growth of India depends upon India changing from a net importer to an exporter. And you also made a point that country with a dominant culture contribute to national interest and foreign policy priorities. Are these two connected? Country with a dominant culture can become an economic superpower. Are these two connected? Will India become a net exporter if there is a dominant culture? That's one question. And the second question is, you said that there is no cultural exchange. If there is no cultural exchange, then there will be no trade. If you take to an macro level, wherein countries which are at war with each other, there is no exchange, there is no trade. And if we take it to a macro level, where there are contentious issues like caste and religion, even at that smaller issues, if there are problems between those communities, then there is also no cultural exchange. And you then moved on to cultural diffusion. Cultural diffusion is not an easy issue, but it's a very complex issue, because cultural diffusion, once a culture diffuses itself, the idea of diffuse is it mixes itself into the other culture. The British culture, the American culture, once it comes to India, it diffuses itself, it mixes itself into the Indian culture. You talked about the food habits. The American pizza is very different from the Indian pizza, because we have Indianized, we have diffused it into become something we want. It's not the same per se. Mixed culture, we have taken what we want. So diffusion is it's a very complex issue, and probably this is not the right space to talk about those things. Probably it will take another session. But I would like to conclude with your final remarks, which are very important. Joy Oskari finally concluded that understanding and respecting each other cultures will foster brotherhood, and thus it will encourage trade. That is something we have to take as a lesson from this particular session. Thank you all for attending this particular session.
Good, very good. I will extend my heartfelt gratitude to today's second session chairman, Dr. Manjula Batluri ma'am. Thank you very ma'am. Thank you very much for giving your presentation here silently. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank Joy Hoskeri sir for giving a wonderful session, wonderful information. We have learned a lot. And thank you very much for today's second session's rapporteur, Mr. Nitish Bhusetti sir. Thank you very much sir. Now is the time for cultural activities.
Ready for war! सके तिसी हंसी तिसी खुशी ऐसा टुकड़ा चांद का ख्वाबों के दिल से चल बनाए आशियाँ कितनी सी हंसी कितनी सी खुशी ऐसा टुकड़ा चांद का ख्वाबों के दिल से चल बनाए आशियाँ दबे दबे पाँव से होठों पे कुंडी छेड़ा के ताले लगा के तुम सुनता चुप के गाड़ी आने बाट में हरे दिल की ये ज़मीन थोड़ा सा तेरा थोड़ा मेरा भी अपना ये खुशियाँ किसी खुशी ऐसा टुकड़ा चांद का ख्वाबों के दिल से चल बनाए आशियाँ चार दीवारें फिर भी चलोगे खुले बादलों के दो पर्दे सभी हर पल का चले ना कोई तकरार मस्ती रखा के चले प्यार के सिक्कों से महीने का खर्चा चले दबे दबे पाँव से होठों पे कुंडी छेड़ा के ताले लगा के दिल सुनता है चुपके गाए आई बात में हाय दिल की ये ज़मीन थोड़ा सा तेरा थोड़ा मेरा भी होगा अपना ये आशियाँ किसी हंसी किसी खुशी ऐसा टुकड़ा चांद का ख्वाबों के दिल से चल बनाए आशियाँ
ಶನಿವಾರದಂದು 2ನೇ ದಿನದ ನಡೆದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಜಿ ಶಾಸಕ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ದೇವರವರು ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸಿದರು.
a big round of applause and request all the academicians, participants and students to give a big round of applause. Thank you Dr. Padmavati Madam to bring the international seminar.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾಜಿ ಶಾಸಕ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಇವರವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ 2ನೇ ದಿವಸದ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿರುವಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಸಂಯೋಜಕರಾದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪದ್ಮಾವತಿ ಧನ್ಯ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಇದೇ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿರಾದರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ ಸೇರಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ವರ್ಗದ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಚುನಾವಣೆ ನಂತರ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಚುನಾವಣೆ ನಂತರ ನಾನು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಪದ್ಮಾವತಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ರಾಬಿಯಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಇದು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಾವು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನನಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜದ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯ ಒಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಒಡನಾಟ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಸದಸ್ಯರ ಥರ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಬಂಧ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಭಾಳ ದಿವಸದ ನಂತರ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೀಗರಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಭೇಟಿಯಾದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಬಂದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇದು ನನಗೇನು ಅನಿಸಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಭಾವನೆ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿರ್ಲಾ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಜೈನ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಭಾವನೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜದ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕೇವಲ 18 ಹುಡುಗರಿಂದ, 18 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಈಗ ಸುಮಾರು 3000 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅದರಿಂದನೇ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಾಕೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ, ನಮ್ಮ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ನಾವು ಏನು ಕನಸನ್ನು ಕಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಆ ಕನಸನ್ನು ನನಸಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆ ಕನಸನ್ನು ನನಸಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕನಸನ್ನು ನನಸು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಡಿಕೇಶನ್ನಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ಕಲಿಸಿದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಳವಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನಸನ್ನು ನನಸು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಈಗಿರುವಂತಹ ದೇಶದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಮಾನ್ಯ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರು ಸತತವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಭಾಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳೋದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಮಾತು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವಗುರು ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯಾರಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಶದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನುವ ಮಾತನ್ನ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ 60% ಯುವಕರು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ದೇಶ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಭಾರತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದ ಕೀರ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದು ಯುವಕರ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಏನು ವಿಷಯ ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರು ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಯನ್ನ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬರುವಂತ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ 3ನೇ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಆಗಿ ಭಾರತವನ್ನ ತಂದಿರಿಸುವಂತ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ನಂದಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ 3ನೇ ಬಿಗ್ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಯನ್ನ ಭಾರತವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 5 ಟ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಎಕನಾಮಿಯನ್ನ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತನ್ನುವ ಗೋಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾನ್ಯ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಭಾರತದ ಸಮಯ. ಭಾರತ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ನಿಶ್ಚಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಆ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಮುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸವನ್ನ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ತಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಡೇ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಣಬೇಕು, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರು ಇದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಯುವಕರಿಗಾಗಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಅನುದಾನ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಏನು ಪ್ರತಿಭೆ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೊರಗೆ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆಯೋ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅನೇಕ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾವು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಇತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಯುಗ ಈಗ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವ ನಾವು ಸುತ್ತಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂಗೈಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸವಲತ್ತು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಜರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಸುದೈವ. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಓಲಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಊಬರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂತು ಮಾತನಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು. ತಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಓಲಾ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಮಾಲಕನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಂತದ ಕಾರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಕಾರುಗಳು ಆ ಓಲಾ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಓಲಾ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಓನರ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಕಾರು ಅವನ ಸ್ವಂತದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಹೊರಗೆ ತರಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಥಿನಾಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಅನೇಕ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತಿಗಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಅನುದಾನವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬೋರ್ಡಿನ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿವೇಟ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಯಂಗ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾವು ಅನುದಾನವನ್ನು, ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಅನುದಾನವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಯಂಗ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸಿಗೆ ನೀಡಬೇಕು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾನಿರುವಂಥ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನೀಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ತಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಯಂಗ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವತಿಯಿಂದಾನೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಯಾಗಿ ನೀಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನೀಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರ ಲಾಭನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಪಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಇವತ್ತು ದೇಶದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ ಮುರ್ಮು ಅವರು, ತಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ದೇಶದ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಹತ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮೋದಿಜಿಯವರು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು, ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯನ್ನು, ಮಸೂದೆಯನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ 50% ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಹಿಳಾ ವಂದನ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇದು ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಪಾಲು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ದೇಶದ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಅಂತೆ ಇವತ್ತು 50% ವುಮೆನ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ದೇಶ ಕೇವಲ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಕೂಡಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇಶದ ಏನು ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂಥ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಸಹಕಾರನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇರಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಏನು ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನನಗೆ ಕರೆಸಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಇದು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಮರೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸದಸ್ಯನಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಹಾಯ ಸಹಕಾರ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಅದು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೀಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಏನು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜನ್ನು ಈ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಿಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಏನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಭಾಗದ ಕೀರ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚುವಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಲಿ, ಈ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಈ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು KS ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, IAS ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಂಗ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಭಾಗದಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಲಿ, ಆ ಭಗವಂತ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರೈಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
The respected dignitaries of the dais, participants from various states across the country, it's an honor to me to stand before to express a heartfelt thanks to all those who made this event successful. Could you imagine what will happen if there is no relation between a teacher and a student, relation between a father and daughter? Could you imagine what will happen if there is no relation between a son and a mother? We never ever imagine, because we the people of India, India, the richest, the cultural heritage country in the world. Our country is made for culture, and our culture to inaugurate and give a vote of thanks to everyone who has participated in this event. I start this session by remembering the Constitution of India. The Constitution declares India a sovereign country, socialist, secular, democratic, a republic country in the world, which is committed to justice, especially equality and liberty. With this, I quote Dr. Ambedkar. Once Ambedkar said, I measure the degree of a country, the progress of a country, by measuring the degree of progress of a woman in this country. These words are coming true today because one of the women of our college has made it success. So please give a big hand to Madam. I take this opportunity to thank the chief guest of today's event session, the man of inspiration, the man of destination, a man of dedication, a man who stood 3,000 students. Whatever the students stand here because of this man. The man is none other than Sri Dattatreya Patil. Patilji, as many of our colleagues said that you are the pillar of this society, campus. I really appreciate each and every corner of this campus will remember you ever and forever. We're thankful to you, sir. I take this opportunity to thank once again to our beloved principal, who is a humble and hearty nature, who is presiding here as the president of this event. I wholeheartedly thankful to you, behalf of me, behalf of my colleagues, behalf of the college, sir. We thankful to you, sir. I take this opportunity to thank Lancy D'Souza, sir, who is here to have a lecture in the next session. I thank you, sir. I take this opportunity again to thank Secretary of our college, Staff Secretary of our college, Professor S.V. Birada, sir. We are, on behalf of the whole college, we will thankful to you, sir. And the anchor, Madam Rupali Rathod, she is anchoring since from last day, starting from the beginning to the end, she will there, and I wholeheartedly thankful to you, ma'am. And I thank all the participants who are participated in this event, and not least the students who have graced the event. I wholeheartedly thank you, madam. Thank you.
35% increase from rupees 2,280 crores provided in the revised estimate for 1920 budget. This trust and increase need to look at renewable power sources propelled brothers Amol Anand and Amol Anand to make a disruptive start in the solar power sector. I repeat, students should also focus on budget to see what is there in store for them and how the budget is being announced, under what sectors it benefits the budget to go for a startup or to strengthen the Make in India concept or anything for that matter. The brothers launched Loom Solar in 2018 in Faridabad, which in the span of just a year generated a rupees 25 crore turnover in financial year 2019. So, if you are really observant, you will see how it has grown. The company has installed, as I said, 3,500 kilowatt solar panels in 9,000 Indian houses since its inception, creating around 4.2 million units of electricity from solar panels and 99,000 tons reduction in carbon dioxide emission, which is equivalent to planting 1,58,000 trees. I think that's a commendable achievement that these brothers have made in terms of introducing solar loom panel. Loom Solar won the title for fastest growing SMBs at Amazon Sambhav, as I've already told. Now, this is also known as one of the sunshine sectors. Prior to founding Loom Solar, Amol was working with Home Shop 18 and Amol was handling operations at Luminous. However, there was always an entrepreneurial spirit in the brothers. As I've already said, to be an entrepreneur, the very basic or the essential things which I call the root is that you need to have a spirit of entrepreneurship. Unless you have it, any amount of facility, any amount of government policies is going to be a waste unless you have that spirit. So they did have that spirit that led to the innovation and then so on and so forth. You know the history. When they decided to leave their jobs, they explored various sectors and concluded to enter into the solar power industry. Amod says while they were doing the market research, they found there are many rural areas in India, especially in Uttar Pradesh, that had little access to power, and urban cities like NCR and Noida, even urban cities do have electricity crunch. There was a need to create electricity supply which to ensure that there is equivalent supply to the demand that is there for electricity. When they set out to understand the sector more, the brothers realized that quick adoption of solar power was slowed down by three major issues. Again, as I said, you cannot have a cakewalk when you are starting your business. There are supposed to be challenges and they were also not free from challenges. The challenges what they faced was limited information and awareness. To be very frank, when I constructed my house, I was given an option of having an electric solar panel at the rooftop, but I preferred not to have because I was not aware at that point of time. So that is, I think, one of the major constraints what is being faced. Next, we have lack of product availability across the country. Even if we want to have, maybe the reason why I was not ready for the concerns that how is it going to affect the health of my family unless it is safe. So that is one of the concerns. So there is need for awareness to be created and also the availability in terms of safe solar powers which I want for my family. And poor quality and backward technology. As I said, the technology that is being used for solar power, which you will be seeing in the coming slides, you will understand why it is not advisable to go with the existing technology. While there were various players in the industry, Amod points out that most of them used old technology. Now this is what I was talking about. The technology used in solar panels today is microcrystalline or polycrystalline panels, which generates lesser power in comparison to monocrystalline panels, because that is the essence of their innovation, which he states starts generating power from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. in the evening. That means it is pretty early for a solar panel to catch up the heat and then generate the heat. Now the highlight of their innovation was Loom Solar manufactures monocrystalline solar panel and AC modules that are installed on residential rooftops to generate electricity. This reduces pollution and dependency on energy on national grid too. I think that was the reason why they had clicked or bagged recognition from Amazon. The market size of residential rooftop solar is rupees 1,000 crores and rupees 1,500 crores. That means there is still a huge scope for the brothers to go ahead and explore more and expand more in their area. Loom Solar believes in providing the latest technology products to consumers. That's the reason they have monocrystalline solar panels and IoT-based solar AC modules. They have 1,500 resellers across the country for Loom Solar products. Amol says, adding that only 15% of the solar player manufacturers their own panel, with the rest resorting to importing them. That means a huge amount of solar panels been imported to the country. Instead of that, we can make our own solar panels and we can be self-reliant, and we already have Make in India and self startups are there. So I think there's a huge scope for the youth to explore this, and I'm sure at least few will be coming up with this. Loom Solar targets the rural household of Maharashtra suburbs, West Bengal, Kerala, Delhi NCR and Uttar Pradesh for sale of its products. Despite being conferred with the title of the fastest growing SMBs at Amazon Sambhav, Loom Solar has now been without its own set of challenges. They are also not free from challenges. A particular huge one is reaching out the customers and telling them about the product offering and its usage. This needs a lot of marketing innovation, and the duo is gearing up to make this company's strength. So it's not enough that you innovate something and you said, fine, we have done something better, we have had a breakthrough and our innovation is best. The innovation is useful only when it is reaching the person to whom it is meant for. So marketing is one of the challenges that these brothers are facing, and they feel that there should be innovative marketing strategies where it reaches the person or the target audience for which it is meant. They express that the government should take up steps to encourage local production of panel so that import reduces. Of course, we have always seen that a bit of government support is always encouraging, and it is always, it's like a pat on the back, and it motivates the entrepreneurs to go ahead, either financially or in any other terms for that matter. Talking about the company's future prospects, they are targeting to reach 100 million customers through a digital platform and generate a sales revenue of 100 crores. I think for a small and medium enterprise, this is a very big achievement and rather a very big target for now, which they are going to achieve, I am sure, very shortly. So thank you for your attention and time. And before I conclude, the intention, as I said, for having my talk in the form of case studies, one based on entrepreneurship and one on innovation, is to see that at least few students who have spent their time on listening to my lecture will come up as small, medium or even large entrepreneurs. All the best for your future entrepreneurs. If there are any questions. Yes.
Entrepreneurship development is taking place in the most probably in India through villages. And as we compare with the practical example with the Bata, see, Bata company has going to be hiring leather from so many villages, and the brand is going to only for the educated entrepreneurship. Whereas illiterate entrepreneurship, they are going to be contributing their whole and soul skills, but they are not getting. But for that reason, Government of Karnataka or else Government of India, they have given two schemes called it as a CMEGP and PMEGP. Though this CMEGP and PMEGP will not going to be enacting properly, so my question is, what could you suggest to the government or else the policy maker to upgrade the village entrepreneurs? Because the raw source is getting for all the business, most probably it is for only through the villages. So that is what, just give me, madam, some strategies where exactly we can bring these a small babyhood entrepreneur to grow in the like a saturation stage, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. If I have these, so illiterate entrepreneurs or people who are not educated or entrepreneurs can reach up to the target market, right, ma? Yes, fine. I have simplified your question. See, first of all, if there are brilliant business ideas which comes from rural background. I will tell you, I was very shortly, recently watching a video wherein there was one iron chapel made to climb the electric pole. Because usually to have a repairs done to the electric poles, you need to have a ladder. But this person had made a magnetic electric chapel which can help the person who is supposed to repair and then go down. There are many ideas like growing or having oil for beard growing or mobile car wash services. Because everybody today is so busy, they cannot afford to leave their cars for 4 or 5 hours in the wash stations. Now, coming back to your question, see, you cannot depend entirely on government to create awareness. Let us understand that very clearly, because government is there, it is doing its work, but it is also the responsibility of all the citizens. I think here the educational institutions play a crucial role in terms of creating awareness, in terms of being a liaison between the entrepreneurs and the market. That's the reason even the NAC accreditation also emphasizes on having an ED hub, that is entrepreneurial cell, wherein they can encourage people around its institution if they have any innovations, how that can be converted into a product, and that how can that reach to the target audience. That is one. In terms of creating awareness, again, awareness camps can be organized. Again, let us not depend entirely on the government to do it, right? Educational institutions, first let them be trained by the government at a larger scale, and then educational institutions, teachers can have awareness camp, and during the awareness camps or workshops, rather I said workshops, go to rural backgrounds, conduct some workshops, encourage the youth if they have any innovative ideas to join hands with the institutes, so that these institutes can help them get the either product launched or be setting up a small business or medium business, whatever it is. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, so what are the qualities or features a person should have?
Qualities of a successful
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
to be successful. Maybe it's a simple one, but I need that answer.
Okay, fine, sir. Because you say it's a simple. One is the spirit of entrepreneurship. When I say spirit of entrepreneurship, that means you need to have again certain qualities like ability to take risk, ability to move ahead, go on in spite of failures, etc., etc. Unless you have the spirit of doing the things and seeing that it reaches its end, then it is difficult for any entrepreneur, because you cannot have success at one or two stages. It is going to be a long-term process for many, if not for few. Okay. And the second quality is awareness. Now, have the knowledge about what is the market, what are the things required, what are the products that is being demanded, do I have a market or not, and awareness in terms of what are the government policies also for that matter which can help. Because when we say small and medium entrepreneurs, we are sure that they are not rich people, they are not rich people, they are people who need funds, and awareness about from where the funds can be available, etc., that will be of great help.
Do we need a huge amount to start like a good entrepreneur?
It depends on what is your business. For example, I was selling mobile vans for car wash. Okay, it will hardly take any investment. Recently, I have been struggling for, I think my car has not gone for wash for almost a month. The other day I had to spend 3 hours to see that my car has been washed. So that's the reason that I felt that, if I had a mobile car van wash, wherever my car is parked, they will come and do the needful. I think that is one of the ideas, just for an example.
Thank you.
Thank you.